We're standing out here on the gallery wall, and Soraya, I kid you not.
2F mean?
What grade are you in?
What does 2F mean?
What grade are you in?
11.
She just asked me, do I start on the 1? Do I measure the picture like that, or do I start right here? This child does not even know how to use a tape measure properly. Because when it gets to the 1, that means you've reached 1 inch. So if you started on the 1, you would be an inch off all the way down the tape measure. So for other students who are not admitting it, but don't know how to use a tape measure, you always start at the very end of the tape measure to get your measurement. So now Soraya knows how to do that, and now you know how to do that as well.
What's this? 2 feet?
2F is 2 feet.
Okay. 12 inches.
OMG.
Not gonna wait till the morning, because something's gonna change my mind. I don't wanna change my mind. Oh, I wanna stay right here, chilling with my friends for another year. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life. Oh, come on, turn your hate into poetry, pain into power, enemies to friends, and your minutes into hours. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life, for the good life. Right here, chilling with my friends for another year. I would walk away from the spotlight.
Welcome to Eagle Vision for Wednesday, May 5th, 2021. I'm Trey, and today's top story highlights today's testing. We're in the middle of our spring testing schedule, and today we'll be administering the U.S. History test for both VIP and traditional students. Be sure to follow all testing procedures and guidelines. Remember to hand over all your phones and electronics to your test administrator. Those electronic devices will invalidate your test. This week is Teacher Appreciation Week, and we're encouraging all students to slip a thank you to your teachers in your own creative ways. It could be a thank you note or a candy bar. Let's be sure to thank our teachers for their hard work this year. It's time to start preparing your devices and textbooks for returns. Here's Mr. Heron with some details. This week's feature vocabulary words are void, a completely empty space, and static, lacking in movement, action, or change.
All right, Lewis here in Pat Berg's lab G1. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody knows where G1 is. I had a child ask me, but this morning, Mr. Lewis, where's G1? And I said, that's Miss Pat Berg's room. Mr. Lewis, who's Miss Pat Berg? Terrible. So we've got to make a big, huge sign and put it against the wall right out here in the commons so that everybody knows where the G Hall is. We're going to do several segments explaining where G Hall is. Last week, I came into Miss Pat Berg's lab like I normally do around lunchtime, just to bother Miss Pat Berg in some way, form, or fashion. And she immediately called me over because she had a brand new device that her husband, now tell us your husband's name.
Brent.
So if you don't know, Miss Pat Berg from time to time talks about Brent. Now tell us a few things about Brent. He likes to buy stuff.
He loves to buy stuff on Amazon.
Not just Amazon, though. I mean,
yeah, he buys a lot of stuff.
But he likes to do the shopping. Has online changed Brent's life?
It must have changed his life a little bit. Yeah.
But he doesn't always ask permission, and it makes Miss Pat Berg ill sometimes when he just orders, this crazy stuff. 12 boxes of shoes, a brand new house,
a drone.
Let's put an elevator in. Wasn't there a story where he wanted to put an elevator?
He was pricing out elevators to go in the house. Yeah, we didn't get an elevator, by the way.
Okay, so he has this new device, and actually, Miss Trudy here ended up loving it.
It was wonderful.
So she had to share it with me because she knows that I love sweets, particularly cookies and ice cream. So tell us about this machine, because it is wonderful. And yes, I went out and bought one immediately, and I had to try it out this weekend, and it was every bit as good as Miss Patberg told me it was going to be. Tell us about the machine.
Okay, well, he told me it was a fried ice cream maker. Fried ice cream. And so I thought, that sounds terrible. How do you fry ice cream? So I watched him. He made the first batch. He mixes up. You mix up some whipping cream and some Eagles condensed milk, and you whip it up. And then you put it on this flat tray. It's a big condenser unit that becomes cold. It's freezing. So he puts the liquid on the tray.
Yes.
And then he puts strawberries and candy and all kinds of wonderful things in there, and then just starts swirling it around, and it starts to thicken, and then he spreads it out, and then eventually it becomes ice cream, and it's on this tray, and you cut lines, and you literally rolls up into a coil the ice cream, and you put it in a cup. It's called so you can maybe Cold Stone
Yes.
has rolled ice cream. So he was calling it fried ice cream. I think the better term would be rolled ice cream, but it was fabulous.
I believe it is actually a Korean thing. Is that what I understand? I think I read about it, a little bit about it, and it's like a Korean thing. Miss Patberg said fried, and so a lot of you are looking strange at that. But if you look at this thing, which does look like a Cold Stone Creamery marble, what it actually is, it gets at it, people call it fried because it looks like a stir fry machine. But instead of getting really hot on the stainless steel, it gets really, really cold. And when you pour the liquid on it, it freezes it. And I don't know enough about science to really talk, but I do.
But I will say that my dad, we rolled it for my dad, and he took a bite, and he said it was too cold for him. I mean, it is, those first few bites, I mean, you almost need to let it sit out for a second.
Yep.
He said he couldn't even taste it. It was so cold. Did you find that to be?
Yes, and you know what? Honestly, I didn't let it sit probably long enough. I like it to be a really creamy, slushy kind of soft serve. So I just left it on there long enough for it to get to the consistency that I wanted.
Yes.
And then I dumped it in the cup and ate it, and it was amazing. Scientifically, they say that the quicker cream freezes, the smaller the ice particles, which makes it smoother. So if you put ice cream into an old school ice cream maker where it's spinning with the paddles, and you leave it out there like my grandmother did for 30 minutes or an hour even, putting rock salt and stuff in it, it's taking a long time to freeze it. The particles are bigger, so it has a more Wendy's icy ice like frosty flavor because it's got those bigger ice particles in it. This thing freezes it so fast. Soraya, would you like to come talk about it? Exactly. She's being loud while we're filming. I've already warned her once. It freezes it so quickly that it is a smoother taste. And you told me like, and look, when you see these videos and you've seen them, you're skeptical, like instantly skeptical that thing would taste good or that actually works. It's delicious.
It's delicious. It really is.
It is really, really, really good. Now, they're a little bit pricey, and some of you are already logging on. I can feel Cole Bostic right now with the phone in his hand, looking this up on Amazon.
But it would be a great Mother's Day gift, maybe, or, you could give it to, like, it's just a fun thing for a family to do or have at a party. So we got Mother's Day coming up, so maybe you want to give it to somebody for... They're a little over $200.
Soraya, you spend $200 on a Mother's Day gift?
Do I spend $200?
Do you?
I love my mother.
I know. Do you spend $200 on a Mother's Day gift?
I'll spend $300.
Okay. So,
I have a feeling that Mother's Day may be a little bit out of some of y'all's reach,
right
but
now,
teachers in the building could certainly spend $200 for your mama.
With summer coming up and people able to get together a little bit more, it just would be a really fun activity that a lot of people have never done before, so it's kind of neat.
OMG. That's all I gotta say. OMG. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Does Miss Tonga have one yet? She's been in here listening to us.
She said she's gonna borrow mine.
Oh my goodness.
It's now time for today's announcements. Pay attention, we're moving fast. Soccer tryouts, both boys and girls, will be next Monday, May 10th, on the soccer field after school. You must have an up-to-date physical to try out. We've uploaded some new content to our YouTube channel. Be sure to go on our website, hornlakehigh.com, and subscribe. If you're going to be a junior or sophomore next year and are interested in a healthcare career, Baptist Memorial has the perfect opportunity for you. Crash Course is a free week-long course geared to introduce students to the medical field. See your counselor for information or application. The deadline to apply is May 11th. Softball tryouts are Friday, May 14th from 1 to 2:30. You must have a sports physical to participate, no exceptions. You also must have a ride from tryouts and equipment ready to go. If you have any questions, see Coach S. Nails in room B13. There's after-school tutoring available for students who took AP Language and Composition in the fall. The tutoring sessions will be Monday, May 10th from 3 to 4:15 in D10. If you need to take this tutoring bus home, be sure to sign up at lunch for the day's session. That's it for today's episode. Here at Horn Lake, we are better students, always growing and expecting more. Stay tuned for your lunch menus and athletic schedules. We'll see you here tomorrow. Have a fantastic
Lost
day.
track of the forest through the trees, forgot what I was chasing. Spent so many nights living out at sea that my heart is gone vacant. And everybody who was close to me all stayed on dry land. So now I'm driving back on Interstate West. I just gotta feel something. Not gonna wait till the morning, because something's gonna change my mind. I don't wanna change my mind. Oh, I wanna stay right here, chilling with my friends for another year. I would walk away from the spotlight.